Both men and women served in World War I. More than 2,000 Australian nurses served overseas with the Australian Army Nursing Service, with others working overseas for organisations such as the Red Cross. Many nurses saw this as an opportunity to participate directly in the war effort, as well as to travel and experience independence. However, like most working women of the time, military nurses had to be unmarried and preferably between the ages of 25 and 40. The nurses worked in hospitals, casualty clearing stations closer to the front line, and on hospitals and transport ships and trains. They were often based in remote areas, working in difficult and dangerous conditions around the world. Like soldiers, nurses were decorated for bravery, with 8 receiving the military medal. A total of 25 lost their lives during their service. Despite their bravery, officer status, and 3 years of training, qualified nurses received only half of their male equivalent's pay. Many nurses were therefore supported financially by their families while serving. One brave nurse was Pearl Elizabeth Corkill. Born in 1887 at Tilba, New South Wales, Pearl enlisted on 4th of June 1915 at age 28. She is described as being 5 foot 8 inches tall and as having a fair complexion, grey eyes and brown hair. Posted to the 1st Australian General Hospital, Pearl left Australia in June 1915 bound for Egypt. For around 5 months she cared for troops from the Gallipoli campaign at the Tubra Military Infectious Diseases Hospital before heading to France as part of the 2nd British General Hospital. In June 1918, Pearl was attached to the 38th British Casualty Clearing Station near Abbeville in France, located near the front line. One night in July, when Pearl was on duty, it came under attack. An enemy air raid bombed the sterilising room and other areas within the camp. During the raid, Pearl continued to attend to the wounded without any regard for her own safety. For her courage and devotion, she was one of the 8 Australian nurses to be awarded the Military Medal during World War I. For her service, Pearl also received the 1914-1915 Star, the British War Medal and the Victory Medal. On 25th of January 1919, Pearl left England for Australia aboard the Ceramic. She was officially discharged from the Australian Army Nursing Service on the 22nd of June 1919. Most nurses waited until the end of the war to marry. Nurses who married while serving, such as Clarice Daly, had to return home, as once married, they could not continue to serve. To begin your research, it's important to gather information such as full names, maiden names, and alternative spellings. Records of nurses who served outside the Australian Defence Forces may be held elsewhere, including overseas. To help you get started, these are the names of some World War I nurses to explore. For further help researching World War I nurses, search the Australian War Memorial, Trove, Department of Veterans Affairs, as well as state or local libraries, councils, and historical societies. Share your World War I research on Discovering Anzacs.